Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the TIO implementation guide for large enterprises. We're unpacking a highly structured 12-month AI implementation roadmap specifically designed for organizations with 1,000 to 10,000 employees. If you're looking for a totally practical, step-by-step way to turn all that AI noise into measurable business value, you're in exactly the right place. Let's just jump right in.
So let me ask you this right off the bat. Is your large enterprise transformation real, or is it drifting into theater? Because here's the reality. Don't assume AI isn't happening just because no one officially approved it, right? In most organizations, employees are already quietly experimenting on their own devices. AI is literally already in the building. The crucial question for your executive team is whether you're actively managing a real transformation or just drifting into governance theater. Scheduling endless committee meetings while your workforce just uses ChatGPT on their phones anyway.
This idea really captures the AI paradox for modern leadership. AI tools are easier to access than ever before. Vendors are literally embedding them into the systems we use every single day. But on the flip side, absorbing this technology safely, productively, and at scale without destroying organizational trust, that remains incredibly difficult. Standing still isn't an option, but moving recklessly will absolutely destroy the trust of your employees and your customers. So here is our agenda for today. First, we'll look at the large enterprise reality. Then, Phase 1, set the mandate. Phase 2, make strategic choices. Phase 3, build portfolio rhythm. And finally, Phase 4, mobilize and prove value.
All right, Section 1, the large enterprise reality, where we talk about moving beyond scattered pilots.
We absolutely have to shift away from that chaos on the left. The scattered, ad hoc transformation driven by hype and isolated IT pilots that ultimately go nowhere. What we need is the right side. This is where governance, portfolio discipline, and cross-functional execution become your actual, daily operating reality. Because central control alone is just way too slow. But local autonomy on its own, that'll completely fragment your enterprise.
This really brilliantly illustrates our core reality here. AI is not just a technology project. The organization itself is the actual unit of transformation. It's like a giant puzzle. To use AI, intelligent automation, and human judgment safely, the entire organizational system, leadership, people, factory, data, and technology has to evolve together. You simply cannot separate the technology from your overall business strategy.
Moving on to Section 2, Phase 1, set the mandate, which covers months 0 to 1.
Okay, real transformation always starts with leadership intent, not a software selection. If you start by picking an AI tool, honestly, you've already lost the thread. Leaders have to begin with a direct enterprise mandate conversation. You need to be asking things like, what must this enterprise become over the next 3 to 5 years? What are you fiercely unwilling to lose, like public trust or data security? Where is growth or competition creating the most strain? And where is AI already changing your operations? You have got to anchor your transformation in ambition, risk, and workforce trust right from month 0.
Next up is Section 3, Phase 2, make strategic choices, covering months 2 to 3.
So, month 2 is all about taking that lofty ambition from Phase 1 and turning it into ruthless, specific choices. Large enterprises so often suffer from having way too many strategic initiatives. To avoid that too many priorities trap, use this strategic choices cascade. Just think of it as a simple filter to clarify your game plan. Ask yourself these 5 very specific questions. What is our winning aspiration? Where will we play? How will we win? What capabilities must we build? And what management systems have to support this? By answering these, your strategy actually gets sharp enough to guide trade-offs, funding, and real value decisions.
Once you've made those choices, you're going to translate them into an enterprise scorecard. You name a focused set of priorities, and notice the word focus there. Each priority has to have a senior owner, a first-year outcome, and known risks. But huge warning here, do not overbuild your framework just for the sake of looking busy. Seriously, only create work streams when they actually help leaders decide, act, or measure something.
All right, Section 4, Phase 3, build portfolio rhythm, running from months 2 through 4.
Now this is the make or break moment. It's where a large enterprise transformation either becomes real or it slowly dies off as just another layer of governance theater. You need to establish a TIO steering committee, and the entire goal of this committee is visible accountability, absolutely not bureaucracy. You need a lightweight but highly disciplined system for making decisions, allocating funding, and monitoring risks. Every single agenda item in your monthly meeting has to end with a decision, an action, an owner, an explicit hold, or an escalation. If it doesn't, you know what? You're just admiring the problem.
Just take a look at this aggressive timeline. By day 45, you build your strategic choices. By day 60, you name priorities and launch an AI usage survey across your units. By day 75, you set your decision rights. And by day 90, you lock in your first 12-month plan and choose your very first specific use cases for discovery. This kind of precise cadence is a real game changer. It forces the organization to stop treating transformation as mere planning work, and it pushes you straight into action. No more endless planning.
Finally, Section 5, Phase 4, Mobilize and Prove Value, stretching from months 3 all the way to 12.
This is where the talking stops and the execution really begins. Instead of launching some massive 1,000-point experiment mapped poorly, you have to run a focused portfolio of priority AI use cases through precise steps. The real secret here is step 1. Managers absolutely must be able to explain the change locally. Because large enterprises tend to over-communicate from the center but wildly under-equip their middle managers. Your managers need simple materials to make the transformation make sense for the teams whose daily work is actually changing. Then, use cases move through discovery and hit strict evidence gates before they can scale.
And let's be clear, measurement capability is completely non-negotiable. You have to score concrete evidence, artifacts, and milestones, not just aspiration. A score is really only provisional until you have the decision records and performance dashboards to actually prove that value is being delivered and risks are being reduced.
I really want to highlight this fantastic quote from the source material because it hits the nail right on the head for the pragmatic mindset leaders need. A beautiful governance model that does not change behavior is just a calendar burden. I love that. If your monthly steering committee isn't resulting in clear go or no-go decisions on AI use cases, well, you need to simplify your rhythm immediately. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, pretty provocative question to ask your executive team as you embark on this 12-month journey. What will we stop doing if evidence shows it is not creating value? Transformation isn't just about adding shiny new AI tools. It's about having the portfolio discipline to ruthlessly cut what simply doesn't work. Think about that as you design your enterprise mandate. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this gives you the exact blueprint you need to lead a focused, incredibly valuable transformation.